And welcome back to the Morning Blend with our continuing series, Your Money, Your Future with Steinbrenner Financial Group. Well, we all know we need to save money for retirement, but how much is that number? Kim Steinbrenner is back to break it down. Good to see you again.
Nice to be here. Always a pleasure to be here.
Well, I love it. I think it's fun because a lot of people love seeing you here, and they just are constantly thinking about what they need for retirement. And I think that's a big question everybody wants to know is, how much do I really need to retire?
How do you put a number to it?
Right.
That is, it's such a vague, okay, yeah, someday I'm going to retire, but what's my number? How do I create that number? Where do I pull it from?
And a lot of people just think of the age they want to retire, right? Or
Exactly,
when their job may sort of
62
expire.
or 65. Everybody's got an age, nobody's got a number.
Yes. So how do we really figure it out? What do we really need to save?
Start with what you're currently earning now. So say you're 35 years old and you're earning $75,000 a year.
Right.
You should be saving, your savings should equal twice your annual salary.
Wow. Okay. So this is kind of a breakdown here. This is the savings. So you're saying if you're at least 35, you're in the 75, you need to have saved $150,000 by 35?
Yes, that would be right.
And then if you're age 67 and you need 10 times your annual salary.
You should be at $750,000 in order to replace the income that you're earning now. When that paycheck stops, you need a lump sum of money to start replacing that paycheck.
How can people accomplish that? Because I would think a lot of people say, well, I'm not there. They're looking at their age,
yes,
and they're seeing it, and they're saying, I'm not there.
Well, there's a couple ways to do it, and everybody thinks 401k. Yes, I started my 401k, but did you up it every year? Typically, your cost of living increase is going to be 3%, up at 1 or 2%.
Okay,
you still feel
that's enough.
You still feel the bump in your paycheck, but you've essentially upped how much you're contributing. It's nice if your employer matches.
Right.
But don't always just put in what your employer matches.
Go above.
Just the compounding of your savings every year, tax deferred, just makes a big difference every year. But one of the things you got to think about is when you take that money out, it's fully taxable. How do you create savings that isn't going to be taxable? And people completely forget about that equation.
Right.
When you're pulling your paycheck after retirement, which is, okay, selfless self-promotion, that's what I specialize in.
Okay, is taxless income?
Income replacement retirement. How do you put all the puzzle pieces together?
Right.
But you need to start a savings plan outside of work.
Okay, so the 401k is not just enough. When you save outside of work, where are you doing that? Because I think a lot of young people talking about Roth IRAs and things like that. Is that the right place?
It's definitely a really good place to go. But when I work with people, I don't work with people in just how to save for retirement. I do full scope helping people plan. And one of the biggest things people are overlooking now is the interest rate on their mortgage.
Yeah.
Interest rates are at a historic low. And if you're sitting out there with a 5% mortgage interest rate, it's time to look around. If you can reduce your monthly payment for your mortgage, put that aside automatically. Think of yourself as still paying that mortgage payment. Put the rest of it aside into a savings.
Because you're used to spending that each month, you're saying. So
That's
if you had 5%, you lower it to that maybe 3%. You take that 2% and you save it.
Sock it away in whatever way possible. I can help you with some really good ideas.
Okay. What about everybody's like dispensable money they spend on their coffees and things like that each day?
I love my mocha latte frappe just as much as the next person.
I feel like it's a treat.
If you want to make it a treat, do it once a month. Do it a couple times a month. Is it really all that better than Mr. Coffee?
A lot of us here got little frothers for our coffee so that it feels like we're getting a fancy latte.
I have one.
And I tell you, you feel really like fancy and you feel good about it, even just making your coffee at home.
The skim milk is the best.
Yes.
Bailey's Irish Cream, however, does not froth.
It doesn't? You've tried it? I haven't tried it. That's good to know. Bailey's Irish Cream does not froth. All right, I like it.
I heard it from a friend.
Sure, and sharing for a friend. You're all friends.
But there's a lot of gym memberships that people just aren't using.
Yeah.
And yet you hate to say it, but you bought this fancy machine, you're making payments on it, or you're on a gym membership that you're just not using. Really, how much can you really do at home with a video? It's not that much.
So either use it or lose it.
Use it or lose it.
Yeah. And any of those memberships you have. I mean, there's a lot of those fees that we sign up for and kind of forget and don't cancel and just kind of monthly come out of your credit card.
Comes out of your paycheck or your credit card. I don't know if you're old enough or not to remember Vic Tanny's.
No, I'm
my
not.
God,
No, you just made me feel really good.
Okay, enough you people in here remember Vic Tanny's. That was the premier club.
Okay.
Everybody who was anybody belonged to Vic Tanny's, and it was a membership that had value. So I actually, after I got married, I was a big Vic Tanny person. I got married and had my first child, and I didn't have the time or the energy. I sold that membership for $1,000.
No way.
That's how popular it was. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so here's the deal. People got to start. They got to look at the numbers, meet with you, meet with a professional. You have this website as well. It's ssa.gov, and that's the website that people can use to what?
Go to ssa.gov. They're going to enter, you have to ask a lot of questions because
Okay.
it's very secure. It's the Social Security Administration's website. They will tell you what your retirement numbers are, 62, full retirement age, and at 70. And that's a good way to say, okay, that's going to be a portion of what I'm going to be able to retire on. How do I fill in the difference?
And the way you fill in the difference is by meeting with Kim.
That-
So meet with
meeting with me.
Steinbrenner. SteinbrennerGroup.com, 414-266-1900. Thank you so much, Kim.
Thank you. I'm
All right.
so much fun.